Smarter hands, faster swimmers. The more effectively swimmers can use their arms to help themselves move through the water, the faster they're going to swim. It's a key skill that every swimmer needs to improve. Hi everyone, Andrew here, helping you help your swimmers get faster. Swimmers have to be able to create propulsion if they want to create speed. And in every stroke, using the arms is going to be critical for creating a lot of propulsion. As a result, one of the most important skills we can help swimmers learn is how to use their arms more effectively across all the strokes to help them create more propulsion and therefore swim faster. In this video, we're going to cover one of my favorite strategies for helping swimmers learn how to better manipulate the water in order to create speed. It's simple, it's effective, it can be used with any stroke and during any type of training set. Let's check it out. To create a lot of propulsion, swimmers have to be able to get into effective positions and apply effective amounts of pressure in order to go faster. And so they have to be able to use their whole arm to create propulsion. It's just like having a paddle. The bigger the paddle, the more swimmers can move water backwards. And so if they're just using the hand rather than using the whole arm, they're going to be limited in how much water they can move and therefore how much speed they can create. And so swimmers have to learn how to use the whole forearm. And that's true in every stroke. They also need to be able to effectively manage the pressure that they're applying to the water. There are transitions in position, and swimmers need to be able to effectively apply pressure and manage pressure through those transitions. They also have to be able to apply force smoothly. If swimmers just put their arm in and just let it rip, that's going to limit the amount of propulsion they create. They have to be able to apply pressure and force smoothly in order to maximize the amount of propulsion that they can create. And so while these are the key skills that swimmers need to learn, there are challenges inherent to learning those skills. First, humans have a natural tendency to rely on what the hands are doing, and that's certainly true in the water as well. And so swimmers use the hands preferentially rather than using the whole arm. So we have to overcome that instinct and that tendency. The hands also tend to be relatively dumb. While they can certainly feel pressure, they're not as effective as feeling pressure as they could be, and the better swimmers are at feeling and managing pressure, the faster they're going to swim. So we have to make the hands smarter so that swimmers are more aware of what they're feeling and what they're doing. If we can overcome those challenges, swimmers are going to be able to create more propulsion and more speed. So one of the most effective strategies for helping swimmers overcome both challenges is rotating different hand postures. And so have them use multiple hand postures during the same set. What I mean by that is you can have swimmers swim with closed fists, you can have them go okay hands, horns, 2 fingers at a time, you can have them hold paddles upside down, you can have them pinch paddles. These are all different options that you can use within the same set. And the idea here is that you're going to have swimmers perform the same task with different hand postures in the same set. So they're going to have the same challenge, but it's going to be different, and they're going to have to learn how to be successful with different hand positions. So that's going to help them create more skill. The value is that all of those different strategies are effective at helping swimmers learn to use the forearm more effectively. You take away the hand in some way, now swimmers have to use their forearm to create propulsion. And when you close the hand or the different variations and then you open it back up, swimmers are able to better feel the pressure they're creating on their hand. So we're challenging swimmers to use their arms more effectively, but we're doing it in slightly different ways. And that means they're going to get more skill. They'll have the ability to perform in a lot of different contexts, in a lot of different hand positions, and the ability to quickly adapt and switch between different hand positions, different contexts, is going to make them more skilled as well. They're going to have a much broader skill set and a much more flexible skill set. When implementing this strategy, it's critical to vary appropriately. The more variation there is, the more challenge there is. The less variation there is, the easier it's going to be for swimmers to perform. There's not right or wrong here, it just depends on what you want to accomplish. If you want a little bit more learning, a little bit more challenge, up the variation. If you want more performance, decrease the variation. In terms of how you vary things, you can change the number of postures and how often you switch between them. So having 6 different hand postures will be a lot more variation, a lot more challenging than just 2. And at the same time, if you have swimmers perform 1 repetition before you switch to a different hand posture, that's going to be more challenging than if you had them perform 3 repetitions and then switch. The more often they're switching, the more difficult it is. The more hand postures they're switching through, the more difficult it is as well. In terms of optimizing implementation, this is a strategy that can be effective in any training context. Speed work, endurance work, race pace work, or even straight up skill work. What makes it powerful is that you can use it anytime. It's also valuable to choose appropriate hand postures. So when swimmers are trying to swim faster, it's easier to have them hold objects. So like you have them hold a tennis ball in their hands, it's easier for them to hold on to that posture, or have them use different paddle variations. When they're holding objects, it's easier for them to stay in the right position. At slower speeds, you can use whatever you want because swimmers aren't going to be as rushed. And finally, I always finish every round or set with some open hand repetitions to give them the opportunity to practice in the context that they're going to have to apply those skills. And this is also a strategy that's made more effective by using it with other strategies. So if you give swimmers performance goals like speed, stroke count, or stroke rate, it's going to enhance the impact. If you use training aids like a buoy, for example, it's going to increase the impact. If you use resistance and swimmers have to overcome the resistance, it's going to increase the impact, and you can certainly combine it with drills as well to make those drills even more effective. So it's a tool that can be used in pretty much any way, and it helps swimmers learn how to create more propulsion. So here are a few sets that put these ideas into practice. So this is the backstroke set, a little bit more of an endurance set. So they're going to go 4 rounds of a 75 and a 150. The 75 is backstroke with a buoy. They're going to go 25 closed fist, 25 horns, 25 OK, and they're going to descend those 1 to 4. So they're using a buoy. They've got to descend through, they've got to get faster, and they've got to make that happen with the different hand postures. They're going to have to be effective at creating propulsion to make that happen. Then they're going to go 150 backstroke. It's going to be negative split at the same stroke count. On the 4th round, they're just going to go a big negative split, no stroke count, trying to create more speed on the back half. The next set, they're going to go 4 times a 50 and 100. They're going to go the same idea here, 50 backstroke with a buoy, 25 closed, 25 horns, again, descend 1 to 4, and then they're going to go 100 backstroke, negative split at the same stroke count. Number 4, big negative split, no stroke count. So we're using the buoy and the hand postures to challenge swimmers to create more propulsion, and then they're going to make that happen during those longer swims where they've got to be consistent with the stroke count, and they've got to find a way to go faster without increasing their stroke count. Next set is a butterfly speed set. They're going to go 6 rounds through. They're going to go 50 power pulls with a buoy. They're going to try to take as few strokes as possible. That drill is designed to help swimmers learn how to hold more water. Then they're going to go 25 butterfly as fast as they can at 200 stroke rate. So they're trying to create as much speed as they can, but they can only move their arms so fast. They've got to create more propulsion. They've got to get bigger, get more out of each stroke in order to create more speed. Then they're going to go the same thing, 25 at 100 stroke rate as fast as possible. They can move their arms faster. They should be able to swim a little bit faster. Then they'll finish off with a 25 butterfly fast and a 25 easy. Now on the 50, in the first 2 25s, they're going to be using different hand postures. On round 1 and 4, they're going to be using tennis balls. On round 2 and 5, they're going to go single tennis ball. They're going to switch sides by 25. And then on rounds 3 and 6, they're just going to have open hands throughout. So not only are we challenging with the drill and the stroke rates, we're challenging them with the different hand postures to figure out how can I create more propulsion, get more out of each stroke with my arms. Simple way to make a speed set more effective at driving skills. Last set, more of a race set in freestyle. They're going to go 4 rounds through. They're going to go 5 25s freestyle with a parachute, minimize stroke count and time. So they've got to work against the resistance. They've got to get long, and they've got to swim fast at the same time. And to further challenge their ability to create propulsion, the first rep is going to be with paddles. The second rep is going to be with upside down paddles. It's going to force swimmers to use their forearm. The third and the fourth rep are going to be single paddle. So swimmers are going to have to find a way to be symmetrical when they swim. And the last rep, they're going to open the hands back up. They'll go 25 freestyle with a parachute, as few strokes as possible, just kind of be really long, old in water. And then they're going to go 75 freestyle, descend 1 to 4 to fast. They're going to start at about 200 race speed, and they're going to try to go as fast as they can as they descend down. And they'll go 25 easy after that 75 to get back to the beginning. They'll repeat that for 4 total rounds. So by using the different hand postures and the parachute, we're forcing swimmers to learn how to be more effective with creating propulsion with their arms, and then we give them the chance to put that all together during the 75 freestyle fast. For more on how to use hand postures to help swimmers improve their skills and their speed, check out the video below.